Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. If you're new on my channel, welcome. My name is Betha and I film our faith, relationship, personal development, lifestyle, and all the good stuff. Right? So in today's video, we're going to talk about how I didn't have a boyfriend throughout my stay in basic school or throughout till I completed senior high school. Alright, so this video is not to shame anybody who had a boyfriend in basic school or high school or anything like that, but I am telling you people why I did this and then the reason why I decided to go that way. And it didn't work for me. You'll wait to hear it at the end of today's video. Alright, so that's taking or wasting much time. Introducing today's topic, let's jump right in. So I attended 5BN Basic School in Bemakam, Accra, and then I attended my secondary school, high school in Armed Forces Senior High Technical School, now Forces Senior High School. Now, all through my stay in basic and high school, right, I had people and even friends, okay, who had boyfriend in school, and that is not to, say anything less of them or anybody, but I'm talking about what happened and worked for me, okay. Okay, so the first reason why I didn't have a boyfriend through my stay in basic and high school is that it didn't occur to me. Like, yes, it basically did not occur to me. I didn't see the reason why I should have a boyfriend at that stage. Okay. Well, all the other points I'm going to explain this point probably because as it sounds, okay, it makes sense as I'm saying it. But then probably the rest of the points I'm going to address every point. So the points are actually interlocked, right? Like I said, it didn't just occur to me to have a boyfriend. For what? Okay. For what? I'm with my parents, they're feeding me. Okay. Well, there are some things that parents couldn't afford. It didn't occur to me to have one. Okay, although I had friends who had boyfriends as at the time, I didn't know what I was going to use him for. So I was all about going, playing my soccer, enjoying my friends' company, just moving around, enjoying school. All right. So the first point is that it didn't occur to me to have a boyfriend, and that is it. Or the other points I'm going to explain each point. All right. Okay. So let's go to the second reason. Secondly, all right, so with the type of home I'm coming from, okay, it didn't occur to me that I needed a boyfriend. It doesn't mean that my parents were providing everything for me. No, I was actually wishing I could get certain things, okay. But after the time, when you have a boyfriend, okay, it is more of giving your time, giving your energy, okay, waiting like for the time like this, you have to. So I mentioned spending time. Okay, once you have a boyfriend in school, you hardly get time to meet and other stuff. Well, if you're in the same class, you know this shyness and all these things that happens when teacher is teaching. Okay, it doesn't even give you the room to go close to the person or anything like that. And also, everybody's eyes are on you people. So the only time you actually get to meet, usually they usually meet after school. So after school, you stay over for like an hour or half or two to have a chat to. And I didn't have that time because when I close from school, I'm going to sell for my mom. I didn't have the time to be doing that. And then you'd at the era, you'd also have to buy gifts. And honestly, I wasn't given enough money to be taken to school to spend some on other people. That's the truth, okay? I wasn't given that enough money. Sometimes I even need more money to top up to get my food or to get my snacks and other things. So, like I said, I didn't see the reason why I should get a boyfriend when I can't do the things that they are doing. That didn't make sense to me. Okay. Again, as at the time, okay, in high school. So in high school, you also buy gifts and those stuff, okay. And I think in basic school or some, yeah, I think in basic school and post, you buy food for your partner, you cook from the house, and like I said, me, my food is even small. My food is even small for me. I'm not having enough money to. It doesn't mean that I wasn't sharing when I need to. I do, but to have a boyfriend is a different level to it. Usually, it is when you buy the most expensive things for the partner at the time that shows that, oh yeah, you love this person, or yeah, and I just wasn't ready. Another reason was I didn't have time. If I don't go selling, I go playing soccer. Okay, if I don't go selling for my mom, I'm playing soccer, so I don't really have time to go and stand somewhere with anybody when I can go and have fun by playing soccer. Okay, I just love soccer. In case you are new here, or in case this is my first time seeing it, so I just play soccer with the boys, sometimes with the men, and I enjoy myself. It honestly, like I said, it didn't occur to me to have a boyfriend. It never occurred to me. It never crossed my mind to have a boyfriend. All right, so let's go to the third point. So the third point is, as at the time, particularly in basic school, I wasn't matured physically. Okay, so I wasn't having breasts. I remember developing breasts. I started developing breasts in HS2. Okay, that's when I started developing breasts. So you can imagine, well, some of them had big boobs, as in when they were even between class 4 going upwards. Some of them had big breasts and all those things. And I wasn't physically developed. So I think that even played a role. So even if I wasn't thinking about getting a boyfriend, okay, people didn't think about coming close to me because there's nothing to really desire for. There's nothing to really last after, if I can put it that way. Maybe another reason why it also happened that way, the boys treated me slightly different from other ladies, because I play soccer with them. Probably they saw me to be a man, I don't know. But then I never for once also looked like a man or anything like that. They admire me when I play the soccer. And I remember sometimes, I usually change in class, especially with my top. We are going for PE. Because honestly, there's nothing there, there's nothing really there to attract anybody. And they used to say, oh, Better is a boy, she doesn't have any breasts, and all those stuff, right? Although your mates, yes, it's I think it's everywhere. They will usually tease you with certain people or a particular person. But even for me, it didn't really occur to me. Like I said, the things they are doing at that time, I can't do it. Also, like I've been explaining all this while, the physical look wasn't there. I was so smallish, almost looking like a child. I don't know. Like I was so smallish and tiny. I was one of the tiniest people among my mates. And I think I am still, especially in basic school, right? There was nothing just there to desire or anything like that, as I was explaining. Well, some of the teachers back then, they were, the ladies that had, developed boobs and butts. Okay, some of the male teachers were, mm-hmm. But for me, there was nothing like that because there was nothing to desire after, like I said. All right, so let's go to the third point. So the next point was that my father was very intolerant. I think back then, most of my mates usually go home or walk together to to the house, or go and escort their partners as at the time. But for me, my father was very intolerant. Okay, even if he sees me with my friends, lady friends, he will question you, he will ask you questions, me and you, both of us, he will ask us questions that will end up being embarrassed. Okay, so there was no way, if I can't bring you to my house, well then what is the point? Okay, what is the point if I cannot bring you to my house? All right, so it also didn't allow me to think that, oh, my parents will be comfortable with me bringing somebody to the house. Or but then again, that wouldn't have stopped anybody who still wanted to have a boyfriend. All right, it wouldn't have stopped anybody who wanted to have a boyfriend. But for me, my father was so intolerant. Okay, I just couldn't imagine going through the stress of hiding him. My father was that intolerant. Okay, all right, the next point. Another point I would want to talk about is there was fear. Okay, yes, there was fear, of course. At the time, right? If your parents are advising, they'll be like, oh, don't go for a boyfriend, you may get pregnant, you may drop out of school and whatnot. And then to also add up to that, there weren't really examples in school that's a good example, and it usually doesn't end well. So that's where the fear came from. It usually doesn't end well with people who end up having boyfriends in basic school and high school. Like I said, I didn't even see the point to have it because usually and most of the time you don't marry the person that you date. Yes, so for me it was like, why would you be wasting time if you know this wouldn't work. And for me, I have zero tolerance for purposeless relationships. I think I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I think it has to do with that also for me. I can't be in a relationship and exert my energy and everything and know that this thing is not going to work or it's not going to end anywhere. It kind of puts a lot of stress on me. All right. If you have a boyfriend, what will your parents say? Like I said already, my parents, especially my father, and like I said, it also comes back to the point where I say that I didn't see the need to get one if I'm not even going to get married to the person. I'm not going to waste time while I wait time. You know, the time I'll use to play soccer, I still play soccer by the way. I'll use that time to be with somebody. It just didn't look okay to me. And in secondary school, still had boys who were admiring. Well, I wasn't all over the place in school, so it was rather somebody in the class. Okay, yeah, but then I also didn't have a lot of people around, you know, probably because also has to do with the way I carried myself. All right, I carried myself in a way that I didn't just want anybody's trouble. Mm? I didn't want. I was there to learn, regardless of anything. I wasn't there to look for a partner. I wasn't there to do boyfriend and girlfriend. And a lot of stories were going around. People taking people's boyfriends, and somebody doing this, somebody doing that. That was just overwhelming for me. I think I've missed the points up. But anyways, like I said, there was fear. Fear was also part of it. All right, let's go to the next point. So because I jammed ahead of myself, I was talking about the zero tolerance I have of somebody who cheated on me, like the stories were going on at the time. Somebody who is not serious, it just wouldn't work for me. Okay, it just wouldn't work for, particularly when I know that this thing cannot work, and this relationship will not work, and I still want to put myself in there. At the end, I'm going to feel hurt. I'm not going to forgive myself. For me, I believe that the person I'm going to be with should be a potential partner for marriage. Okay, so if you are not going to marry, then what is the point for me? What is the point in there for me? I'm not going to waste my time. Relationship is one of the things that I will not waste my time any day, anytime. Once it's not going to lead to marriage for me, it means that it's purposeless. So I will have zero tolerance towards it. Okay. So at my age, I knew that basic school. Well, some people also are able to stay throughout basic school too. But for me, I knew that this thing wouldn't work for me. Okay, I knew people, a little amount of a percentage of people that they have that thing working for them, but even at then, the challenges they face, you know, when from basic school you drift apart, right? You are in another school, you are hearing stories that, oh, your boyfriend has gone for another girlfriend. When he comes back home, then he presents nothing happens. A lot of issues, and it's very stressful. For me, I couldn't just combine that with education, particularly when it comes to stress and you know that this thing is not going to work. It's not anything purposeful. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think this video is too long, so it's going to be in two parts. Okay, so there'll be a part two of this video. Thank you guys for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting my ministry, thank you for commenting and sharing your opinions as well. Like I said, this video is why I didn't take a boyfriend when I was in basic and high school. Okay, and this is not to shame those who had one. Okay, I'm just talking about me and me. Okay, I usually don't like talking about me. However, I decided to share this one to bless somebody. Once is going to bless somebody. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye. Now this video is something that worked for me